Melinda Gates has broken her silence over some of the horrific allegations coming out of the files. In the newly released documents, there are allegations that Bill Gates was with Russian girls, he contracted STDs, and then was allegedly writing emails about how to secretly drug his ex-wife with medication so he could get away with it. Of course, Bill Gates denies this, but his ex-wife, Melinda Gates, has broken her silence. She says she wants answers about the allegations. This is what she had to say in a podcast with NPR.
Emails in the files suggest that Bill Gates had additional affairs and that he tried to get medication to treat a sexually transmitted infection and that he was going to give you the medicine without you knowing. His representative has said all of this is false. It is not on you to have to respond to the details of that alleged behavior, but I wonder what your dominant emotion is when you read these news articles with these details.
Sad. Just unbelievable sadness. Unbelievable sadness, right? And again, I'm able to take my own sadness and look at those young girls and say, my God, how did that happen to those girls, right? And so for me, it's just sadness for, I left my marriage. I had to leave my marriage. I wanted to leave my marriage. I had to leave I felt I needed to eventually leave the foundation. So it's just sad.
Joe, can I get your reaction?
Oh, look, my apologies to the lady. It's really more information than we need to know. I mean, it's a very embarrassing type of revelation. It just reminds me of how stupid Bill Gates is. I mean, to risk his reputation and his married life over going to Neverland or whatever that place was. I mean, it's just crazy. Paul Samuelson, a great economist, his mother was a real hellraiser, and she said to a very rich guy one day, who said to her first, he said to her, if you're so smart, how come you're not rich? And she said, well, if you're so rich, how come you're so stupid? And when I see these people, these captains of industry, and pulling this kind of stuff and admitting to these kinds of things, I mean, I just wonder what the hell's going on in our minds when we put this guy and we elevate this guy. He gives a lot of money away. He's done a lot of good things, but at the end of the day, he's just kind of creepy.
I think that's an interesting point, Josh. And I was speaking to someone yesterday about the former Prince, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. And I think what shocks so many people is how stupid they are, that they've been okay with being photographed in these compromising positions. And Bill Gates, although he denies these emails suggest that he was planning on giving his wife medication secretly after getting an STD.
Well, I mean, this is why the Epstein saga has so many people who are asking questions as to what the heck was going on here, right? I mean, because how could so many people be so stupid? How could nobody blow the whistle for so long when it came to the horrific underage, sex trafficking rings and all the various other terrible things that were happening at Epstein Island? I mean, there's a million questions going on here. How the heck did Jeffrey Epstein get his money? How the heck did he get the Rolodex that he got there? How was he hobnobbing with heads of states? How was he? I mean, the guy knew everyone. He knew absolutely everyone there. So, I mean, it's kind of the perfect fodder for conspiracy theorists, right? I mean, you have basically everything imaginable. You have the heads of state, you have wealth, you have an island in the Caribbean, you have girls, you have this. I mean, you have everything imaginable that could kind of make the mind real. And here we are, and it's been roughly 2 decades, give or take, since a lot of this underlying conduct happened. And we really still don't have a whole lot of the answers there. And we've now seen millions and millions of emails, millions and millions of documents. The Trump administration, to their credit, they did not initially handle this the absolute best they could. I think that'd be a very polite way of saying it. Last summer was not their finest hour. I've said that over and over and over again. But they are now playing by the rules. Congress passed a statute force in their hand. And I think that people kind of deserve to know as much as they possibly can there. But again, Gabriella, if I'm just being very candid here, and I know that there are some folks on my side of the aisle who don't necessarily agree with this point, I personally am more focused on kind of the day-to-day issues that are affecting Americans in the here and present. I'm more focused personally on the cost of groceries, on the inflation price, on the southern border, on the ICE Border Patrol debate there. So I really hope that we can get some sort of resolution to the to this Epstein story, and more transparency. I think will go a long way towards that. The Clinton
Yeah.
testify, and hopefully, I think we'll try to heal a lot of wounds as well there. But ultimately, I really do hope that we can somehow find a way to move on to the issues that are really affecting Americans more tangibly on a day-to-day basis right now.
No, that's absolutely a fair point.